black turtlenecks like Steve Jobs. She promised to revolutionize healthcare with just a drop of blood. She became the youngest self-made female billionaire in the world. But it was all a lie. This is the story of how Elizabeth Holmes fooled the world and paid the price. In 2003, 19-year-old Elizabeth Holmes dropped out of Stanford University and founded a company called Theranos. Her vision? A tiny device that could run hundreds of blood tests using just a single drop of blood from a finger prick. No more needles, no long waits, no expensive labs. It sounded too good to be true, and it was. But first, it made her a billionaire. Holmes styled herself as the female Steve Jobs. She wore black turtlenecks, spoke with a deep voice, and rarely blinked. She claimed her invention would change the world, and Silicon Valley believed her. Theranos raised over $700 million from some of the most powerful investors in the world, including Rupert Murdoch, the Walton family, and former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger. The company was valued at $9 billion, and Holmes owned half. Magazines put her on the cover. Forbes named her the world's youngest self-made female billionaire. She spoke at TED Talks. She was invited to the White House. Everyone wanted a piece of Theranos. But there was one big problem. The technology didn't work. Inside the company, engineers and scientists struggled. The device, called the Edison, produced inaccurate results. Theranos quietly used third-party machines from companies like Siemens to run tests behind the scenes. Patients and doctors thought they were getting revolutionary blood tests, but many results were dangerously wrong. Employees were silenced. Anyone who spoke out was threatened with lawsuits or fired. Some were followed by private investigators. Holmes kept the board in the dark. She refused to let regulators see the technology. She claimed it was a trade secret. But secrets don't stay buried forever. In 2015, John Carreyrou, a journalist from the Wall Street Journal, began investigating. He spoke to whistleblowers. He uncovered documents. And he revealed the truth. Theranos was a house of cards. The FDA and other federal agencies launched investigations. In 2018, Holmes and former Theranos president Sunny Balwani were charged with massive fraud. Theranos shut down. Investors lost hundreds of millions. In 2022, Holmes was convicted of fraud and conspiracy. She was sentenced to 11 years in prison. The woman who once promised to change the world, now just another Silicon Valley cautionary tale. Elizabeth Holmes didn't invent a miracle machine, but she did invent an illusion, and millions believed it. Her story reminds us that hype isn't the same as progress, and that in business, truth always matters more than vision.